Hello, hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Unblocking Your Purpose. I am your host, your friend, your girl, Jada. So happy to have you here with me. Again, as always, if you're new, welcome. If you are returning, hey there. So good to be here with you, whether you're watching on the YouTube channel or if you're listening to me as you are, multitasking. I understand. I get it. All are welcome. So thank you for joining. So we are into kind of a new series, newish, oldish, kind of, right? And so talking about, as we're becoming who we want to be in this season, we also want to take stock in while we're doing everything for everyone, understood, we must also take care of ourselves. And last week we talked about how you don't have to earn rest. You don't have to earn peace, right? And just trying to figure out how does that look for you? How do you get that? How are you becoming more peaceful? How are you finding time to rest without feeling guilty? And what are you doing right now in this season that is soft for you? Because you deserve it. It's not that you've earned it. You deserve it. This is who you are. This is who God has called you to be. So what are you doing as you continue to take care of everyone else? So with that, I want to kind of turn a little bit. This may seem a little selfish, and I say that from the standpoint of being a mom of three, being a wife, being an employee, being a friend, being a podcaster, being an author, being all of these things, right? And not losing myself and claiming time and making time and taking that up to take care of myself. So I understand that while it is necessary, and I do feel better when I do those things, so I can take care of that first list of things, to some, it may come across as like, oh, I'm selfish or blah, blah, blah. But really and truly, my core group who feel me, understand, hear me, see me, they actually encourage it. And that's what I want to do for you. And that is what I do for them as well, right? So just saying that it may appear to others as though you're being selfish or what I'm going to talk about this week. It's really about self-care. And as much as we do for everyone, and we should get an amount of reciprocity, it may not always be that way. So, not that you need permission, but here it is. Take care of you and know that no matter what the world may say, no matter what social media might try to tell you, and no matter even your internal negative self doubt and talk may try to say, you are deserving of taking care of yourself. And so this episode actually talks about accessibility, to you. Who all should be able to access you? When should they be able to have access to you? Why are we always like, oh, we have to say yes? We're making it a year of yes for everybody when we really may want to say no, when we really may not have the bandwidth. So I wanted to get into that. So let's start with the scripture. I am actually doing Proverbs 4:23 out of the New Living. And it says, guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. So the things that we put in our heart, right? Or the things that even God downloads and puts into our hearts, our desires, our wishes, our wants that we are praying are in alignment with what He has, may not appear to be what everybody else thinks you should be doing. Does that make sense? Meaning you may feel like you need to do this, but when you do this, people are like, why is she doing that? She should be doing that, right? And so instead of us being so caught up in what other people think, we need to think about what He thinks, He being God, and we need to think about what we truly want. And so when we are doing that, who has access to that? Who has access to come into your thoughts, your wants, your wishes, your desires, and then feel like they have some influence on that? I don't know who that is for you, right? I think we all have those people, and then we have to figure out how to turn the volume down on that, and doing it in a way that does not necessarily destroy the relationship, but at the same time, it's protecting us, right? So I would venture to say that you've probably been too accessible. because you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. You don't want to say no. You don't want any negative pushback or thoughts. I mean, I am really guilty of like projecting what I think someone else is thinking because I probably would think that maybe. And so I have to get over that and get past that because people are going to think what they want. And that is not our business, right? You've heard that. That's not your business, what somebody else wants or what they say or what they think. That is on them. But what are we responsible for? How we respond? Are we responding? Are we letting that in? And that's what I'm saying. We've probably been too accessible. And then we sit up here and we wonder why we're so confused, why we're so upset, why things are all over the place, right? And it's probably because there's too many voices, too many people, too many opinions, right? We always want to be available. We always want to be on. We want to say yes. We want to make other people believe that they have some sort of emotional access to us. We don't want to, like we're regulating them, especially when it comes to grown people. Like we are not here to be regulating other people's, you know, their behaviors and their thoughts and their feelings. That is not on us. And even with our babies, like I am here to teach them as they're working through, right? So I think we need to think about this and say, okay, where can I maybe not be so accessible? How can I listen and give space, even give grace, but not necessarily have to lose myself into whatever someone else is dealing with, right? Because if you're like me and you're a mom of littles, we feel naturally that we're responsible. We feel like we have to be there to take care of everything. And I think we need to just look at that and reevaluate it. Okay. We should also think about the boundaries. And I talk about this a lot, right? Because boundaries often come across as though they're negative. They're a bad thing, right? So again, like I said, people are going to probably think you're selfish from what I'm saying. But really and truly, what are your boundaries? Whether it's with, like for me, my husband, or for friends who have to co-parent, right? What are the boundaries? And not even like it's a hard no. It's just, nope, I'm not able to do that, but maybe I can do this. Where maybe you're able to compromise, but you're still intact with what you need. Okay. So boundaries are important. Also, we don't all have to automatically be like, yes, I'll do that. As soon as they ask, why are we not able to be like, hey, let me check my schedule. Let me check with, whatever, whoever, and let me get back to you. Why can't we take a pause? We would do that in a meeting, right? If someone asks us a question and we don't know the answer, it'd be like, hey, let me take a note of that. Let me get back with you. So why are we not doing that in our lives? We have to just know that we don't have to automatically answer someone, and especially with a yes. Okay. And I think the biggest is being able to say no. What is it? A word and a sentence, right? A whole word, a whole sentence, but being able to say it without feeling guilty. And I think really and truly at the core, that is the biggest piece. We don't want to feel guilty. We don't want to be the bad person. We don't want to hurt people, but we have to learn that in saying no, they again can feel however they want to, but what is the boundary for you? And how are you able to say no and to be okay with that? Because if you're saying no or want to say no, it's probably for a reason. Tap into that, hold on to that, and then move accordingly. Something I've learned along the way of life, and you've probably learned the same thing, even though you may not have like really thought about it, but not everybody can come into every season with you. I know a lot of us want to be like, oh, that's my BFF. Oh, that's my girl. That's my sister. Right. And I do too. But not everybody is meant to be in everything all the time. Doesn't mean that you can't have them in another part of your life. Doesn't mean that they can't serve a purpose differently. Doesn't mean you can't serve a purpose with them differently. But not everybody can come into all of the next seasons. If you are praying to God for wisdom and discernment, then you have to listen to that and you have to be obedient to that and you have to follow it. And he may be like, so and so is going to be a hindrance in this area. And therefore, you don't need to bring them along. So are you going to be obedient to him or are you going to be obligated to them? That would be my question. Another thing to be mindful of is And my husband told me this, which is so funny. And I had to tell my daughter in a different sense, but same sort of thing. Like, he was like, not everybody, all your friends are not going to be happy for you because they probably want what you have. So while I'm sitting up here like, I got to tell my friends, he's like, they may not be as happy as you think they're going to be. Right. So I'm saying that to say, when you think of what you want to share and who you want to share it with, that might shift the whole energy. Therefore, you may need to pray on what you need to tell people and what you need to keep to yourself, or who you might need to tell it to if you need to tell it to somebody. Because if you're like me, we like to talk, right? We want to get it out. We want to share. We want someone there with us. I get it. But we have to also be mindful and be careful of who we are sharing that with to ensure that, one, we're not derailed. Two, the energy isn't shifted. You're not now sitting up here doubting yourself, but you are on the course that you know you're supposed to be on, and you have the right people behind you to, keep pushing you on that way. And sometimes we have just outgrown people. It's not to be mean, it's not to be, rude. And you don't have to be mean or rude, right? You just, hey, they are where they are, and maybe you don't have the extra energy and the bandwidth to pull them with you. And that too is okay. So leave them where they're at. Go talk to them about the weather. Find who you need to get you as your trajectory is going upwards, right? So I would just say, think of those things and know that not everybody is meant to go in these next, areas of your life in this season. Doesn't mean you can't come pick them back up in the fall, right? We're just trying to get through the summer right now. We also need to understand that as we are doing this, that we have to be good stewards. And I talk about this because this is so important for me this year. When we are good stewards of our time and our energy and our resources, it's going to give us a certain amount of peace. It's also going to give us opportunities for more responsibility, for God to give us more, to maybe platform us more, or to get us in the right rooms. So we need that. So when you are thinking about what's in your heart and your desires and guarding that as you're being a good steward of that, then that's going to help you as you are taking those ordered steps, right? You want to protect your environment. Just like everybody's not meant to go with you, not everything needs to be in that space. I don't know why, but I'm going to be obedient to it. I feel like I need to start over in certain rooms, like physical rooms in my house, including my kids' room, including my closet, including my office, where I am like going all the way bare bones, getting rid of stuff and then rebuilding. Because maybe there needs to be a shift in that environment to be prepared to handle whatever he has coming. That's for me. And I felt that. So thank you, Holy Spirit, for bringing that on through for me. I hope that touches at least one other person. And overall, not everyone needs full access to you. That is ultimately what it boils down to. Because we need to know that where God has for us to go, it's going to require certain things. It's going to require obedience. It's going to require discernment. It's going to require wisdom. It's going to require us being attentive and taking action. It's going to require us to rest when we need to rest. So when you may need to be doing something here and your friend wants you to go over here and it's taking you off path, you need to be aware of that. Okay. So not everybody needs to know everything of what's going on. And so as we are in summer and we're thinking and we're working in who she is becoming, who you are right now, think about these things. And I know, again, it's probably going to seem a little selfish, especially if you start pruning, right? We've paved the ground and we've planted and we've watered and we've done all these things, but we still have to prune. We still have to take care of what we're planting. And that may require us to do some things that may seem hard for other people to accept, and even for us to accept. We don't want to not have people around. We don't want to have to make boundaries where we think that we have to get rid of something or someone. It's going to be hard, but it's going to be worth it. So who or what currently has too much access to you? Maybe it's social media. Maybe social media has too much access to you, meaning like it's taking all your time and your energy and you're sitting there just giving hours away to it. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's not a person. Maybe it is something. Where do you need stronger boundaries? Where do you need to have them and enforce them? Again, not to necessarily be mean to people, but to help you to focus on where you're going. And what does protecting your peace look like this summer in this season? Come join us in the Facebook group. Let us know. As always, I'm here to help you if you need some personal coaching. Would love to do that. And yes, we're still taking care of all the people and all the things, but we're also taking care of ourselves. So make it a priority to do this, and share with me how it goes once you're starting to do it. Let me know. Maybe you need help with how to do it. I can help you with that too. But just know that you are on the path God, has for you. And now it's your turn to walk it out and be obedient and do what what it takes to get the results that you want and He desires and that people are waiting on. All right. Till next time, take care of yourself. Let me know. Share this with somebody. Come join us in the Facebook group, and I will see you next week. All right. Love y'all. Bye.